Ma'am?
So, start. Just want to let you know that you can let your gente know that Panama, Guatemala is on YouTube on CONCACAF channel. That's before. They just started playing like 2 minutes ago.
Okay, I will let him know.
Okay, so if you want to mute and take a minute to do that, you can go do that.
Sorry, did you want me to review the market, pre-market?
No, I was saying, if you take your minute to do that?
I'm sorry?
Did you take your minute to do that?
No, I did not. I can do it real quick.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay, so folks, today we had a
All right.
mixed bag.
I'll do it because I said I would do it 2 days in a row from the
Yeah,
time.
but I can do the preview. I can do the preview and you can do the big stuff.
It's already on. I'll do. You did it 2 days in a row, so I'll do it.
That's fine.
All right. So mixed bag today, as you can see, Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, um, kind of just I think personally, oh shoot, it was more of an up day, but that's just me. Um, and but it probably ended the day kind of like where it started as. Also for the VIX here, I think we're a little bit higher than we were on Friday, so you're probably it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna press mute for a second because I think someone wants to say something to me. So I'm back now. Okay. So anyway, pre-market, everything looks like it's down, which that would make sense that it should be. Having two, how do you say, two up days. So now let's see if I can get here and go to Tradestation. All right. So I am gonna go through the winners for the day, and so I was in Meta. I was going wanted to short it, and it was the absolute horrible decision, and got tricked and stayed in thinking it would come down, which it did, but then it went back up. Still got 50 shares. I was able to get out of the other 100, but it wasn't a good deal. So looking at Macy's, did go up almost 5%. Was someone who has a lot of shares, it needs to go up a lot more. So we have an average price, I think, of 1207, and so we're only about maybe 57 cents we need to break even there. So this is another situation where when you have your areas where you want to buy, um and oh, it's not on this one, it's on the daily. When you have your areas where you want to buy right here, even if we were to got a little bit above those areas, it would have been better. Like 11, 1050, 1060, it would have been better than buying where we bought. We didn't even buy at this 12 mark, which is where I averaged in, which is where secondary area. We basically bought right before, right after this gap, I believe. Um, Kind of being stupid, thinking it would come back, but we should have waited to at least see if it baselines here and comes back up. So this is a situation where it started going down. It had a gap down. The gap, though, doesn't have to get filled immediately. The gap can continue to go down to the level on the chart, which is what it did, because it was weak and because it wasn't going to come back up until we start to get to the holiday shopping season. So should have been smart there. Should have had a level to get out, because once it started to gap down, probably should have just took the L. I think we could have got out with a couple $100 loss, if I remember correctly. But didn't want to take that loss, and so you can see
Yes,
where
guys, it's just way better to just either, if you don't want to admit that you didn't get it at the right level, you know, you're just going to be suffering. It's better to just take a really quick loss. You're going to rebound it and forget about it quickly. And, you know, it's going to be FOMO if you're thinking, yeah, it's going to go back up when you know you have your level. So just wait. And like she said, even if it's a little bit above the level, at least it's still closer that you can average in than just like, oh yeah, it's going to come up and fill this gap or whatever. Just wait to the level.
Okay, so Dollar Tree, it went up like many things did today. We had a gap in the post slash pre-market, and then it continued to go up. This is why it was tricky. A lot of people thought it was going to be a down day. The gap up thought we'd come back down. Started out a little bit, but it was not the case. This was a
It
day
got upgraded as well, right, ma'am?
got out today. This is the day you should have been trying to guess what it was going to be. We had gap up and then a strong way up. Also, it did get upgraded today. So it's kind of like it's things are strong. Hopefully, I'd like it to come back a little bit tomorrow, but maybe we're getting our come up now from the uh, for the holiday season. So if you do like Dollar Tree, maybe this is a possibility. We have a level here. We have a level here. This may be a good area to get in. Not sure if you want to wait till it comes down a little bit, but if you do get in, you're waiting for it to come up to at least this 150 level here. So, but it did get upgraded, and you can look that up if you like. EBC went up today. Basically, it had a nice way up. This literally was like almost 70 cents. So if you're a fan of EBC, I think most of the banks did well anyway. Same thing here. We had a gap up overnight, and this just went crazy. Like, this was another thing I did terrible with. Thinking it was going to be a down day and thinking we were going to trend down, and it just kept going up. Just kept going up. So basically got caught with my pants down, or my dress up, as some people would say.
Folks, you could also reverse on a situation where it's just really against the trend. You could, sometimes Miss Green has done this. She does reverse. This one would have been a good reverse, but sometimes we don't see it until it happens.
So Dollar General, something happened to this a few days ago. Oh, the new CEO.
Yes, the new CEO.
So that's
They
what
had
so that's what so basically, because of that, it had a gap up, and it seems to be continuing to go up right now. Same thing as the others. Nothing really to write home about, but still it was over 3%. Coin, this is a Bitcoin stock. I'm not even gonna really look at this, because it's just kind of like, I would think of this as a one of those meme stocks, honestly, to be honest with you. It's dancing around our levels here in this area, but still, maybe let's see if it can hit this peak and see if people are interested in shorting it. That's all I can say about that. It still was up close to 3% lift. We'll take a look at that. Just sometimes we do trade this. This is kind of diddling in the middle right now. We don't have any levels for this. If we do trade it, we tend to trade Uber. But we really don't trade either one. Hood, who cares? Square, it had a good day today, but who really cares? It's trending down. So, Bank of America had another good day. And I guess it had earnings. Today, yep. Did well. So obviously this explains a lot for all the other banks, and this even affected the smaller banks such as EBC. So the Bozo, they talked about how at the end of the show, the wrap up today, how basically in the past, when Banco has made its earnings and its revenue, hit its goals, for the next couple of days, it has done very well. So if you like the banks, aka put this on the notes, hint, hint, 2756, go along and just continue it. So basically you're looking at, it came down a little bit, you went up. We're still right here, buying a little bit, even if it dips a little bit, buy it and see if tomorrow, even if things are negative, maybe tomorrow will be a long day, because day after earnings, there was some information that was reported, that BAC does well, and there were other banks that do well that were kind of like not as consistent, but Banco was very consistent with this. XOM also went up today. Same thing. It gapped down in the pre-market, then slid back up. This thing is coming up. I'm just wondering, will it continue to go up because we're at war, Hamas, Israel. So will this affect at all the price of oil? It shouldn't, they say, but you would think it would come up just a little bit. But we still are at war with Russia, supposedly proxy war or whatever the hell you want to call it. And because of that, I think they're gonna try to keep things as low as possible. Plus, we're still going into the winter months, so this is not high uses. Open was up today. I know I had said something previously about possibly if it jumps up to like around this 275, you may want to look at buying it. Shorting it, and then sitting it right down, letting it ride down. I don't know if it's about to tank right now, or
When does it have its earnings?
It's gone up 3 different times now. And then, so I don't know if it's just going to tank now, or if you're going to get a chance for it to come back up a 4th time, and then you can short it and then see if it will tank. So for earnings, we have 16 days from now, November 2nd. So it is coming to fruition. I would think this would be going down. They're saying this is going to be Q3 come this earnings. So that's what, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So that will be the back end of summer and the, I guess, summer, fall, unofficially fall, September. Um, so that's just something to look out if you can get it to come up to at least this 275 area to whatever this is, 289.93 area. I might consider shorting it because I think over the holidays you can maybe get it to. I think it could come down here, but that's just me. Um, so, but yeah. Um, Coca-Cola, it's been terrible. Don't get into this. It's just literally been awful. If you wanted to get into something, I'd get into Pepsi. Um, right here, if it does come down here, $50, then yeah, you may want to consider it. But other than that, Roku, who cares? Target. I just want to look at to see where it's at on the levels. Obviously, it got down here. I'm not sure if we had another level for this. Yeah, because now you're in COVID, so all you can do is do here. Um, so this to me, uh, you get less revenue, but you make more earnings, so you're just kind of overcharging for a lot of stuff. Or not staffing properly, or a combination of both. It did come up, so that's a good thing. And then it just barcoded, um, so yeah. Our favorite Dix, who hasn't been doing that great recently, and it went up, but kind of just barcoded today. Nothing really to write home about, especially compared to everything else. It has a big gap to fill. If you do like Dix, maybe it's the time to see if it comes up and fills the gap over the course of the winter months. This is at least what, $30 gets here, $40. But even if it just gets to the tip of filling it, it's still $30 good dollars. And you only have a couple of months, for the end of the year. So if you like Dix, uh, and it honestly, it may not be a bad play, for real. So now we're getting stuff that's under 1%. Nike, let's see. Nike's coming back up. It had its gap up and it's been doing very well since then, since the beginning of October. So if you were in it, you basically are up about $8. Yeah, I wanted this level. It went down and I didn't get into it. Obviously, can't cry over spilled milk, but I guess it was stronger than I thought. This also went up, but just basically barcoded. It's some things went up a little bit and barcoded. Some things went up crazy. This is the biggest lie of the day right here. Got into this. Like I said, I was stuck on everything going down, and I usually will just switch it up more easily. But because I think I was distracted, whatever, busy doing my thing or whatever, so I just did it. But this really tricked me with how things just came down, even though I should have known based off of this that this was coming up at the end of the day, yesterday, and then that this would be fake news, that it would come back up to at least this level. I should have known that and saw that, but like my amiga said, sometimes when you see it in the aftermath, it becomes clear, but when you're going through it, you just don't see it. And I was just stuck dead to right wrong. I couldn't get out of this. This thing is gonna tank today, like everything, and it just did the total opposite. So, just got screwed. You're gonna have those days, and hopefully in the future I will be smarter about it. But my point is that what I wanted to make was that this says about 64% of 1%, it went up. As you can see, it's fake because it's not accounting for the fact that I got show it. It's not accounting for the fact that it basically gapped all the way down in the pre-market and then came back up crazy and then came back to like whatever level, this level right here, which is like, I don't, even if you count this, because you're counting from, what are you even counting from? Are you counting from where it opened it? No. You're counting from where this closed at, here. So this is 21. I don't get how this is 20. So you're saying that's okay. So maybe you're saying $3. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. If someone has a calculator out there, maybe you could subtract, what is this? 324 minus
Mm-hmm.
321. That's what, $3?
Yes, ma'am.
Divided by $3 divided by 324 is what? What percent is that?
It's
Um,
it's 0.0092%.
0.00. So it's kind of like 0.9. So I guess that's how they're getting that 0.64. So the, but to me, that's kind of fake.
And
Because
it yeah, and
it,
it
it
went $7 from
yeah.
317 to 324. That's $7.
So that's how they calculate their percent change. But to me, that doesn't look at the whole picture because you don't see how much it moved in between there. So this was a little cray cray, but it was still up. We had a big gap last 3 days. It's been filling a big candle here, and that candle's almost back at the top last 3 days, but we're still trending down. Disney, thank God for Disney. It has helped me a lot with my P&L. It's just slowly but surely trying to get back to 90. I'm trying to hold on for it to get back to 90, but it has been doing very good. If I had bought it at its proper spot, I wouldn't be complaining. Microsoft, we'll just look at that real quick for the daily. It's basically, it's trending down, but it's 1, 2, 3. Maybe a good time to shorty short. As you can see, it's at the top of this hill right now. Put this in the notes, it's 334 even short. Even if it goes down to here, which it should go lower, that's still $24. And I do like that as a potential short. So put that in there, Miss Williams. BA is still probably doing some craziness. Yeah. Still trending, still going down. It went up just a little bit. It's still going to our levels here, just 180. And then we're just gonna see how strong it is. if it's gonna come back up, or yeah. This went up and then it came right back down. So we'll see how it is at that level and if it continues to go down. Peton, I think I have one share something of this 05. Yeah, it's looking, unfortunately, I'm starting to think that I know you had said you didn't want to get back in. I'm trying to give it a chance for it to come up, because I do kind of believe in it. But eh, I'm not gonna give it too much longer. And like I said, it got almost to the area where I want to get out. Like this 480, if it got probably under 475, I would have had to KAT it. Um, but it almost nearly got here. Um, and I think I did get some around 490, 492, and then sold it when it got up. But I'm gonna see if it's gonna keep going up or come back. If it comes back down, then I'll know it's just weaker and we should stay apart. But I still think people are gonna be buying a few of these things for the holidays to bring it out. Weird. I don't know what this is for Walmart. Kind of weird. Well, Walmart's been doing its own things and it's been going up, so it doesn't bother me as much. But it was kind of weird that Walmart didn't follow suit with everything else. Tesla, I think the last one I looked at the Tesla trend, it was kind of like all the other you were thinking it was going to go down, and it
This will
did.
have earnings tomorrow.
Yes, it did. Um, so maybe you were able to get out, because it did, for at least three. But it turned around with a vengeance. Um, it went down further than Meta did, which I was thinking Meta would at least go down a little bit further. Um, but it came back up with vengeance, and this was another long. So I'm hoping all of this will be tanking tomorrow, just because of everything that happened. But hey, you gotta wait and see. Um, Google, it wasn't as dramatic, Google, but it did the same thing as everything else did, just not as dramatic. So now we're getting into the losers. Um, Home Depot's still too expensive for me, so not really gonna look at that until it gets at levels that we would like. Um, uh, Mensana, let's see, this was another one that I thought was gonna go down. Uh, Mensana, it did the same thing Tesla did. It did go down. It gave you a few minutes. This is why you got to give some time. That first 15, 20, at least you got to give the first 15 minutes, sometimes the first 30 minutes most recently, and then see what happened after that. So it did the trigger maru just like everything else did. Our Campbell's, it went down on the 40. So if you missed it the last time and you didn't get in, but you really like Campbell's, uh, you may want to get it. It's trending down. So I'm thinking that I still have time to get it close to my 30 because I have it at my average price is like 38, 60 something. And when you get used to something, you always want that price. So this is a good price, but because I'm hoping I can get it closer to maybe 39 even, maybe 38 and change. I want to try to get that. AAL has been doing terrible, and it's just been doing terrible. That's all. Nothing to write home about. The only thing you can say is that it could be worse, and when you get to the bottom, there's nothing left else to do but go up. if I get out of this, if I get out of crazy Macy's, then I'll probably average in a little bit on this because it's such at the bottom and because we're coming into flying season. This is another thing. We had our levels here and we just totally said F your levels, F all the hard work that you've done, and just what's this YOLO type attitude. Amazon, we know what's going on with them. Same thing. All of the tech stocks did a trickamaroo. This is why you have to be so careful about what you think is going to happen and to actually look at the overall picture and make sure that happens. These are all the losers, Moderna, Intel, all of that. I'm going to see if my friend has something else she wants to talk about or an article. Bud Light still going down, it looks like. Overall, it was negative today. And DocuSign, Amazon, AutoZone, still the same caca. You may be right about that. At least I have to KT for that. Netflix was another one. I'm sure this did the same thing. Oh, Netflix actually went down. So maybe the one I should
remember this was like the one that was the weakest of all.
Yeah. So Netflix, it also had went up. It didn't go crazy in the post and pre-market. But it did go down and it didn't come back up. This seems like the only one that actually went down.
And even in the post market.
Yeah. So put this on NLFX, a watch list. Just put it on watch. Dashy. Really nothing. Yeah, it's starting to trend down, but so that's all I have. You got about 7 minutes, Elisa. Do you have anything you want to talk about or?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do, ma'am. So, folks, I just want to remind you guys out there and us for mañana that ASML, PNG, Abbott Bancorp, Ali, and Morgan Stanley will be releasing earnings. But the big one to look out for is in the after or the close. After the close is going to be Netflix and.
You want to show your screen?
I don't have it. I'm reading it off top of my phone. But the ones that you want to look, the ones that you want to keep an eye on is Netflix, because Netflix, actually, that's a good point, because Netflix will be reporting tomorrow, and so will Tesla. So, and those are on the aftermarket. The other one that we have is Columbia Bank, Science, etc. But basically, Netflix and Tesla will be watched very closely tomorrow. I had an article, but I think we don't have enough time. And this article was actually provided or recommended by Didi, and I actually found it. But it might be on the long side, and I don't know if we're gonna have time. But it's basically home insurance is so high in this Florida town, residents are leaving. So I don't think we're gonna have time, but maybe we can potentially listen to it tomorrow if you guys are still, if you still want to listen to it or read a few
How
the
many
first
minutes is
paragraphs. I was going to share this one, but
how many minutes
I
is
think
it?
it's really long, but it doesn't, I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't say?
Yeah, I think it's really long. I Let me look at it. I think it's about 6 minutes. When
Okay, so it's
it's
your choice.
like
Do you want
this,
yes or no?
maybe no, I think it's about, I will have to read it fast.
I'm asking you what you want to do.
Do you want me to do it? I can, but we'll
No,
get
it's
coffee.
your decision.
Are you interested in
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah.
it? Okay, I'll read as much as I can. So, home insurance is so high in this Florida town, residents are leaving. West Palm Beach, Florida. James and Laura Molinari left Chicago for a two-story stucco home in this city's historic Flamingo Park neighborhood. The four-bedroom house was a short bridge away from Palm Beach Island and walking distance to downtown West Palm Beach. We love it here, said James, who plays golf with his 3-year-old son on Saturdays and can swim year round in his backyard pool. Then the renewal for his home insurance arrived. The new rate for the year starting in September was around $121,000 more than 7 times what the Molinaris said they paid last year, and more than 13 times what they paid when family moved to Florida in 2019. While they found a better rate from another insurer at about 33,000, it is still nearly double what they paid last year. The family this month listed the home for sale with an asking price of nearly 3.5 million after determining that the insurance costs made staying there too expensive. Others in Flamingo Park told the Wall Street Journal they are drawing the same conclusion. The for sale signs are going up left and right, James said of the neighborhood. Florida's explosion in insurance premiums threatens to ground the state's high-flying housing market. Florida home prices soared more than 60% since 2019, according to real estate brokerage Redfin. That rate has slowed more recently, and the state's home prices in September edged up 2.7% over the previous year, Redfin said. Here's a little picture. While rising interest rates and the large price run up are biggest factors, higher insurance costs are starting to play a role, brokers say. Home insurance costs are rising everywhere, but they are rising especially fast in Florida, where premiums have tripled in the past 5 years. Some premiums have increased by about 9 times what they were last year, according to Oscar Secali, chief executive of NSI Insurance Group, who said he has handled insurance premiums that cost as much as $600,000 a year for multi-million-dollar homes. When you have when you have a home that's $1 million or less, your insurance premium becomes higher than your mortgage. A combination of extreme weather events, higher costs to rebuild, and a rise in litigation has put the state's insurance industry into crisis. Multiple insurers have pulled out of the state altogether. Governor Ron DeSantis last year signed a bill meant to reduce some of the litigation and bring insurance costs down, but many in the industry say it isn't enough. The surge in insurance premiums has led many people who own their homes outright to drop insurance. While some of these homeowners without mortgages have gotten rid of all their insurance, others have dropped only their wind coverage, which pays off after a hurricane where the prices have risen the fastest. New homes generally have experienced smaller run-up insurance costs. If in a few places are soaring premiums more apparent than in Flamingo Park, where a combination of older historic homes and ballooning property values have caused insurance costs to double for many homeowners in the past year. Even though the West Palm Beach neighborhood resides on a coastal ridge where most of the homes are well above sea level and outside the flood zone, insurance rates for wind coverage are soaring there. Mortgage lenders typically require borrowers to take out home insurance, but in Flamingo Park, more than a dozen homeowners who have paid off their mortgage said that they have dropped some of their insurance coverage this year because they could no longer afford or stomach the payments. Those who go without it are taking a risk, especially in the state where powerful tropical storms and hurricanes are a frequent occurrence. The homeowner could be on the hook not only for the house itself destroyed by the weather event, but also for all the contents and any costs related to removing what remains. Even so, Pete and Susan Sinclair say that everyone they know in Flamingo Park who owns a home outright has dropped hurricane insurance. The Sinclairs bought a 1,000 square foot in New England style cottage in West Palm Beach neighborhood 18 years ago when the renewal came in around $10,000.